This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Friday, the 15th day of August in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. The APNU, a Partnership for National Unity, unveiled its 56-page manifesto today, detailing its plans for key sectors, including education, health, energy, agriculture, housing, along with culture, youth, and sport. At the center of those plans is a plan to root out corruption by fixing broken systems, starting with the public service. APNU presidential candidate Aubrey Norton told those gathered at the Pegasus Suites for the manifesto launch this morning that the coalition of parties will be taking a holistic approach to addressing the issues affecting the management of the country. He said the coalition's plans cannot be achieved without a proper functioning public service, noting that the public service is critical to fixing the problem of corruption.
The institutions of the public service are the tools available to the government to get its work done. The public servant must be respected and honored. They must also be capable of helping all Guyanese to fulfill their needs. It is for that reason the government of the APNU coalition will modernize government services to enhance the efficiency of its operations. While we plan to call on the public service to improve its service, we also intend to pay special attention to their conditions of work.
According to Mr. Norton, the coalition would create a conducive environment that would attract and retain well-trained and experienced staff in the public service. He said public servants must be motivated and encouraged to think critically and to act professionally. To ensure that the public service operates like a well-oiled machine, the APNU said it would ensure that the public servants are properly paid.
Public servants will receive a 35% increase in their salary. The APNU coalition will create a long-term financing program with special conditions for public servants to acquire or refurbish assets such as their home or a vehicle. Public servants will also become eligible for the purchase of a vehicle duty-free once they have been in the service for an agreed period of time. We propose for at least 3 years. In addition, public servants will enjoy periodic VAT-free purchases once certain conditions of employment are satisfied.
The presidential candidate said APNU's manifesto was crafted based on extensive consultations with the man on the ground and the people in the street. He said while Guyana boasts of having a booming economy, the reality on the ground is that many Guyanese are struggling to make ends meet. Mr. Norton explained that along with the dominance of the oil and gas industry, it has come with a redistribution of income, which has led to the widening in the income bracket between households and the worsening of the economic situation for those already in poverty.
We will increase old age pension to $100,000 per month. PHI care allowance of $120,000 per year for children under school age and for school-age children attending school. The minimum wage for public servants will be increased to $200,000 per month. In addition, the APNU government will extend the tax exemption threshold for all workers from $130,000 per month to $400,000 per month. For those who will have to pay taxes, the tax deduction for charitable contributions will be extended to them. Further, each post-secondary school student will receive $50,000 per month, and every person working under the special part-time program will earn $50,000 per month, in addition to training to develop their skills. Household incomes will be further enhanced with an electricity subsidy of up to $10,000 per month and a water subsidy for up to $5,000 per month. We will also have programs to help single parents persons with disabilities, and other vulnerable groups.
Turning his attention to the private sector, Norton said the private sector's role as the engine of growth has been diminished under the current administration. He pointed out that spending by the government rose from 39% in 2021 to 83% of non-oil GDP in 2024. He reasoned that the high ratio of government spending to non-oil GDP raises questions about the independence and resilience of the private sector to meet the challenges of the non-oil economy.
Clearly, there is a need for a balance between the needs of the private sector and that of the government. In our view, if the non-oil economy is to grow, it would be necessary for the government to adjust its spending to prevent the continued crowding out of the private sector from access to adequate amounts of foreign currency. At this time, no manufacturer would be persuaded to engage in large-scale production without access to export markets because of the small size of our domestic market. Given our desire to diversify the production structure, the export market is vital. Consequently, a major focus must be the opening of foreign markets for our non-oil exports.
The APNU presidential candidate said an administration under his watch would encourage production in a number of other sectors. More news coming up in just a moment.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Join us for the International Building Expo 2025 at the Guyana National Stadium, Providence. From August 14th through the 17th, you can explore the latest in building and construction, get tips from the experts, and network with top professionals. But it's also a weekend of clean family entertainment. We have live bands and local artists performing each night. Admission is easy on the wallet. Kids under 12 are free and adults are only $500. The grand opening happens Thursday, August 14th at 5 p.m. Gates are open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., Friday through Sunday. Bring the entire family to the International Building Expo 2025 and build some memories together.
Miss Shirley, help me out now, please. Why everyone telling me I must exercise my right to vote? Me ain't got time for that. Why must I vote?
Why must you vote? That is your constitutional right and civic duty, my child. Besides, think about this. Government officials make decisions that affect the well-being of you, your family, and community. By voting for a party of your choice, you will be electing the people who will be making these very important decisions. If you don't vote, then you will allow the people who vote to choose government officials without your input. Those others may not share your views about issues that matter to you.
Wait. Is so much voting means to me? and either playing the fool. I definitely gonna vote on election day.
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-02779 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Whether you're heading up the highway or just picking up the kids in Guyana, do it in power and style with the Isuzu MU-X. With the 7 full-size seats, turbo diesel power, and off-road control, Isuzu MU-X is built to handle any family lifestyle. Available at Marix, the authorized Isuzu dealer. Call 226-1306 for more details. Isuzu MU-X, robust, safe, and bold.
Results now. Queen's College student Jaden Adrian secured 21 grade 1s and 6 grade 2s to emerge as Guyana's top performing Caribbean secondary education certificate student for this year. The QC boy told reporters that he's extremely pleased with his performance at the CSEC exams.
Right now, I'm feeling very fulfilled because that's all I've been working for the past 2 years. So I couldn't have settled for anything less, given the hard work and all the nights I put in. So that's how I feel right now.
Adrian said he challenged himself to write a total of 27 subjects to increase his chances of securing a scholarship overseas. He has an interest in mechanical engineering and aeronautics.
The main reason I did 27 subjects was to achieve the scholarship from the government, so I can study abroad, because I want to be given the best services. I know Guyana has the best, but also overseas. And secondly, because I am going to the university over there, I want to tune myself or acquaint myself with the schedule and level of work you would expect at that level.
Adrian was among the 12,685 students who wrote this year's CSEC examinations. This year, Guyana secured an overall pass rate of 66.76%, with the Chief Education Officer Saddam Hussein noting that the country's pass rate for CSEC remained constant for this year when compared to last year. He explained that students wrote a total of 35 subjects, and of that number there were improvements in 15 subjects, while 5 subjects remained relatively stable. The country recorded a 71.2% pass rate in English A, which represents an increase from 68.96% last year. And in mathematics, the country recorded a 5% increase in the pass rate, with 32% of the students grading passes in grades 1 to 3 in the subject area compared to 27% in 2024.
In 2024, our math pass rate was 27%. Our math pass rate was 27%. I am pleased to inform you that in 2025, our math pass rate is now 32%. This is now an increase of 5%, which is significant in any aspect of education gain in a single year. Extremely, extremely good.
Minister of Education Priyamanik Chan said the improvements recorded are as a result of the interventions made by the government.
We gave to every single child a scientific calculator in 4th and 5th form. We gave to every child a geometry set. We gave textbooks, past papers organized by topics, lessons for free on the Learning Channel on each topic. Quiz Me, where you could go in and answer questions and get your responses right away. And then we placed monitors in 70% of our schools, where the monitors were supposed to, and we see where they were effective, make sure teachers were finishing the syllabus and the children were understanding what was being taught.
The Education Minister also said her ministry has seen an increase in performance in 67% of the schools across the country. Meanwhile, in the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination CAPE, the country recorded a slight decline in the pass rate. Guyana recorded a pass rate of 91.1% this year, compared to 97.57% last year. A total of 650 students wrote the CAPE exams, covering 33 subjects and a total of 60 units. Queen's College student Arthur Roberts topped the country for CAPE, securing a total of 9 grade 1s and 4 grade 2s. He told reporters that he has God, his family, and his teachers to thank for his remarkable performance. Roberts has an interest in the sciences, and he said studying was rigorous, but he was up to the task. The U.S. government has announced plans to dispatch military forces to strengthen the fight against narco-trafficking in the Southern Caribbean and Latin America. The move is expected to target drug pushers and drug gangs from Venezuela and other countries in the region. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Thursday made specific reference to the drug gangs in Venezuela and described the Venezuelan government as a criminal organization. Guyana has been working closely with the U.S. in the area of the drug fight. The U.S. has also been looking at links between drug pushers in Guyana and the cartels in Venezuela. Just recently, 3 Guyanese nationals, including a senior police officer, were sanctioned by the U.S. government over drug trafficking claims. While the U.S. has provided information on the drug ring and named the 3 Guyanese involved, there has been no arrests or charges locally following those sanctions.
Putting people first.
My leadership is people-centered. The whole purpose of this campaign is for us to have people-centered development policies. And when we say people-centered development, we mean that we've been on the ground, we've been speaking to you, and we know the issues that are affecting you. And some of the things that are simple and look very minute on the coastline are major issues in the hinterland. And we intend to make sure things like health care is looked after. I'm going to give you an example. We were in the Upper Mazaruni, and one of the things we learned there is that the midwives are delivering babies with a torchlight in 2025 with a budget of over $1 trillion. These are things that should not be, because we have the money that can fix these things. We intend to look at the structure and the issues that are affecting the delivery of items into these communities when it comes to healthcare.
Vote APNU, putting people first.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Monday, September 1, 2025 is Election Day. At the general election, electors will vote to elect the President and 65 members of the National Assembly. And at the regional election, electors will vote to elect members of the 10 regional democratic councils. Check the official list of electors that is being displayed at 2 prominent places in your area to ensure that you are correctly listed. It is your constitutional right and your civic duty to vote at the upcoming general and regional elections, providing you are listed in the official list of electors. Vote early on Election Day. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright, have me clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Starbrook Market.
How to vote. Having been identified as the voter you claim to be, you will be given a ballot paper that is stamped at the back on the top section as well as the bottom section in your presence. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once at the top section where you vote for the general election and once at the bottom section where you vote for the regional election. Look for the name and symbol of the party of your choice in the top section of the ballot paper and mark your X in the empty box next to the party symbol. Then look for the name and symbol of the party of your choice in the bottom section and mark your X in the empty box next to the party's symbol. After you have voted, fold the ballot paper as shown by the election official, dip the first joint of your right index finger in the ink provided, then place the ballot paper in the ballot box. You will then have to peacefully depart the polling station. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
The International Building Expo opened on Thursday evening at the National Stadium Providence with the Minister of Housing and Water, Colin Crowell, highlighting the increasing investment in the housing sector. Announcing that his ministry has surpassed its target to allocate 50,000 house lots in 5 years, the housing minister said over $250 billion has been invested in the opening up of virgin lands for new housing development alone. He said more families are now in a position to own their own homes.
This expo is more than a showcase of construction innovation. It is a mirror reflection of the journey we have taken together over the past 5 years and the window into the future we are determined to shape. We must never forget that just 5 years ago, the construction sector was on the brink of collapse. The allocation of house lots had slowed to a near standstill, and many citizens had lost hope of ever owning their own homes.
The housing minister said there has also been investments in preparing new housing areas with new roads and added infrastructure. He pointed to developments in the water supply sector to meet the growing demands for housing in new areas and also in existing communities.
97% of our urban population and more than 91% of our rural communities enjoy access to potable water, providing first-time access to over 40,000 residents nationwide. And with the ongoing construction of new treatment plants in regions 3, 4, 5, and 6, we are steadily advancing to full national coverage.
Minister Crowell said the work in the housing sector continues with support from the private sector. He also noted the government's work with the financial institutions to adjust mortgage interest rates while making it easier for home builders to secure mortgages. Meanwhile, President Irfan Ali in his address noted that the government will be looking to further construct more than 30,000 new homes. The governing People's Progressive Party, CSEC, is officially set to launch its manifesto on Monday, according to the party's General Secretary, Vice President Barrett Jagdeo. Last month, the party held a wide-ranging consultation for its manifesto, seeking the input of persons from various sectors. At a press conference this afternoon, Mr. Jagdeo said while some of the party's plans are already known, the party will formally communicate its 5-year plan to the country on Monday.
On Monday, we will have a formal presentation of our plans for the 2025-2030 period in office. As you're aware, we have been outlining most of the elements of that plan already. For the past several months, we have been doing this, and we will continue to do this on the campaign trail.
Mr. Jagdeo said the new plan will be a continuation of the government's plans and policies over the last 5 years, adding that every Guyanese benefited over the past 5 years from those programs.
When you listen to Irfan Ali speak on a platform, he talks about the future a lot, what will happen in the next 5 years. We talk about delivery on our promises, and we talk about the future. Delivery on our promises to show that we have great credibility that we, in spite of all the challenges, COVID, taking up 2 years of our term, that we have delivered on our promises to every group of Guyanese.
Mr. Jagdeo also said while the presentation on Monday will focus heavily on how the government plans to implement its policies, a large part will be outlining the government's macroeconomic policy, which he described as sensible and sustainable.
So what you will hear on Monday is just more of a formal presentation of what we've been talking about for several months, because we believe that people should know what is going to happen in the next 5 years, and we did not await a formal presentation to talk about that. So you're going to hear more about the context in which all of these policies will be implemented.
The PPP Civic has been seeking the views of Guyanese on various initiatives that they believe should be featured in the party's manifesto. Mr. Jagdeo had long said that while all of the views expressed will be examined, the party will be implementing those that are feasible at this time. The management of the Guyana Power and Light Company could face changes as the government forges ahead with plans to modernize and expand the company's infrastructure to meet growing demands. At a press conference yesterday, Vice President Bharat Jagdeo said massive investments are being made in the Guyana Power Company, and he does not believe the current management is capable of meeting the process.
We have to strengthen management there at GPL. With the massive plans for transformation, I don't think the current management can lead that process, that they can address all of the issues. And our plans are massive to have a stable grid, smart grid, by the time we get around to the next elections. We've already, the gas to energy would come on stream. That will bring 300 megawatts into the system. We have to complete maybe another 300 megawatts. We'll try to go, we'd resume tender for the hydro. We're building now this massive grid to go to Berbice on those steel towers. The same thing will happen all the way to Linden and to Parika. We're putting in major systems on the Essequibo coast. And then in the feeders right across the country. So that's the transmission main. We have to do a lot of work on.
The government has been complaining about the many problems at GPL and the ongoing power supply problems, with the vice president saying that he is fed up. Mr. Jagdeo said there is a need for the enormous strengthening of GPL's management.
So we have to get firms to supervise the projects to make sure we get good quality work, we get value for money. We also have to get value for money from the management. And so I see the management being strengthened enormously as another important task. It would be stupid of us to go to put in all of this investment and not strengthen the management.
Already the cabinet has given the green light for a $650,000 per month contract with a Dominican Republic company, Interenergy, to offer consultation services at GPL. Questions have surfaced about that contract since it was sole sourced. There was a procurement bidding process, but the company that won the bid has complained that it was never informed of winning the bid. The Interenergy company that is now being given the consultancy contract was not part of the bidding process.
In Guyana, roads don't give you a break, and neither should your truck. That's why there's the Isuzu D-Max, built with turbo diesel power, high clearance, and 4x4 control that owns the off-road. It's strong, smart, and tough enough for any job. The Isuzu D-Max is more than a pickup. It's your ultimate working partner. Available at Marix, the authorized Isuzu dealer. Call 226-1306 for more details. Isuzu D-Max, master of all roads.
We ready, time to remove the curse.
The APNU Coalition campaign now moves to Region 3. Reading Hoop on Friday, August 15 from 5 p.m. Come hear from our candidates. Come hear about our people-centered development strategy that puts people first. Come hear from our Prime Ministerial candidate, Jurita Fernandez, our presidential candidate, Aubrey C. Norton, and others on Friday, August 15 from 5 p.m. Reading Hoop will vibrate with a people-powered campaign. APNU, putting people first.
Time to remove the curse. Live the island dream. It's your chance to be one of over 100 winners in the Island Dream promotion. Win your share of more than $1 million in cash and prizes. Plus 2 all-inclusive weekend staycations for 2. And that's not all. Score coolers packed with Buster, Turbo, Altitude, and Viva. Just buy any can or bottle of Turbo, Buster, Altitude, or Viva. Find the code starting with BB. Then visit at Buster Guyana or Turbo_Caribbean on IG or Facebook for details. Live the island dream, get money. Live the island dream.
What's going on here, man? Why the two of y'all look so gloomy?
Uncle Joe, you know thief man in we house and thief all we valuables, including we ID card. Now election come around and we want to go vote. We ain't get no ID card to identify ourselves. Now we can't go vote.
Well, you need to apply to GCOM to have your ID cards replaced. But you need not worry that you won't be able to vote because you don't have your ID cards. GCOM has put other measures in place to accurately identify voters like you who may not have the ID cards.
But how they gonna do that? How they gonna know is we name on the list if we don't have ID to prove it?
In addition to your ID card, voters can present their valid passports or valid driver's license if they have these.
Really?
But further, GCOM has placed your photograph alongside your name on a folio which will be at the polling station. And if you go to the polling station without a photo ID, you will be asked to state your name and address. The elections official will look at your face and then compare it with the photo alongside your name on the folio to confirm that they are the same. Then you'll have to answer some questions to verify your identity. If the election official is satisfied that you are the person who you claim to be, you will be allowed to vote after taking an oath of identity.
So you get for vote?
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-02779 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. The Panama Canal will soon begin consultations with companies about launching a competitive tender in the first quarter of next year, offering 2 new ports for construction and operation within its zone, a source involved in the preparation told Reuters. The ports are part of a broad expansion plan being organized by the Waterways Administration. It aims to increase services related to cargo handling, including transshipment, storage, and gas transportation, and to secure fresh water for operations. Panama Canal top executives have previously said the waterway plans to invest some $8.5 billion in the next 5 years to update and expand its infrastructure. A key project included in the planning, the construction of a large dam and a new water reservoir, will be discussed at Panama's Supreme Court after affected communities filed a lawsuit against it last month. The prominent Donald Trump supporter and private security executive Eric Prince says he has a 10-year deal with Haiti to fight the country's criminal gangs and then take a role in restoring the country's tax collection system. In an interview with Reuters, Prince said his company, Vectus Global, would be involved in designing and implementing a program to tax goods imported across Haiti's border with the Dominican Republic once the security situation is stabilized. He said he's expected to wrestle control of major roads and territories from the gangs in about a year. Prince would not comment about how much the Haitian government would pay Vectus Global, nor how much tax he expects to collect in Haiti. And finally tonight, international news. Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin meet at a Cold War-era Air Force base in Alaska on Friday to discuss a ceasefire deal for Ukraine that the U.S. sees as a possible way to end the deadliest war in Europe since World War II, according to Reuters. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who was not invited to the talks, and his European allies fear Trump might sell out Ukraine by essentially freezing the conflict and recognizing, if only informally, Russian control over 1/5 of Ukraine. Both Trump and Putin are seeking wins from their first face-to-face talks since Trump returned to the White House. Trump, who casts the war as a bloodbath fraught with escalatory risk, is pressing for a truce in the 3.5-year-old war that would bolster his credentials as a global peacemaker worthy of the Nobel Peace Prize. For Putin, the summit is already a big win, as he can use it to say that years of Western attempts to isolate Russia have unraveled and that Moscow has retaken its rightful place at the top table of international diplomacy. The summit is the first between a U.S. and Russian leader since 2021. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I am Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant weekend.